I'd like to start with a little bit of bibliography, my life. I was born in Woodward, Oklahoma, and lived there approximately 2 years. Moved to Alva, Oklahoma, and we were there about 2 years also. And I started grade school in Crescent, Oklahoma. Moved from Crescent, Oklahoma when I was about second grade to Woodward, Oklahoma, back to Woodward, and remained there through high school. My mom and dad, they separated in fourth grade, and Mom, she regularly took us to church, my sister and myself, and while Dad was living with us, he rarely ever went. But my mother, she'd been raised in the church. My grandparents, or my grandmother, she always went to church, attended the Church of Christ in Woodward. My grandmother, her family, she was one of 8, and all her brothers and sisters regularly attended church, most of them in Woodward. So it seemed like the small church in Woodward when I grew up, about half of them was family, blood family. My dad's parents, they never really went to church, and then later on, I guess my grandma, she started going to denominational church later in her life. But I was baptized in 5th grade at the church in Woodward by Elmer Cates. And growing up, like I said, I lived there in Woodward all through high school. All through grade school and junior high, I guess, went to church camp. Went to several singing camps when I was in junior high. A couple in Alva, which was out in northwest Oklahoma, and one in Austin, Texas. And Mom, all the time I was growing up, she always told me to be an example, be a good example to everyone. Always remember and realize that people are watching you. And definitely words of wisdom. In high school and college, it was hard to everybody, majority of people anyway. It's kind of when you start realizing your life and where you are, trying to find your place in life. Definitely step out and took some wrong turns, but thankfully to my upbringing, I kept me grounded, helped me know where I needed to be. Got married in 1987 and have lived in the metro area ever since that time. Studying the Bible, if we try to study and realize that the Bible's God's inspired word and that it's Jesus talking directly to us, or Jesus was the word as well, but it's God speaking directly to us. Each and every one of us, we try to gather something every time we open the book. We try to realize that God's talking to us. Try to apply it, see how it fits in our lives, how we can make our lives fit in accordance with God's will. How we can let our lives shine and let Jesus' light shine through us. Some of the important things I've noted for myself personally, that we have to be careful about the idle and vain words that we say. And Jesus warned us that. In Matthew, try not to use angry words and hateful words to those around about us, those we love. That those can separate us friends, even if we say hurtful words to our enemies, that could drive a wedge in possibly a person coming to Christ. And we always want to remember that. We always want to stay close to God's presence. I always realize that He's there with us. I like to think of it as if I was a 2-year-old and God's a father, and we know how to I don't know, we're always trying things to see how far we can go. And God's always there with us and caring about us, no matter what we do. And He's always there listening to us and watching over us. 2 important verses. 1 Thessalonians 5, pray without ceasing and rejoice always. And I think that all of our communication, whether it's silent or out loud, whether it's in a group or to ourselves, we should always remember that God's there with us, listening to us and watching over us. That's all I've got. I appreciate your time.